Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wyoming Classic 2022 Round 2, Part 1 at Dry Creek in no other than Cheyenne, Wyoming. Alongside me, I have the man, the myth, the legend, and my father, Patrick McMahon, and of course, my lovely girlfriend, Ratana Meekham. And if you remember, we just watched Romero Park that was extremely windy, new records, I think like sustained 50 mile per hour wind with gusts over 70 miles per hour. And this round, it will be very similar, maybe a little bit more protected, but still very windy nonetheless. For the card today, we have Maverick Robertson, Jaime Muro, both Discmania office rats, if you will, but also some shredders out there in Wyoming. And then Brooks Mischel, I've actually played with him a few times. And then I'm not familiar with Mac Lugo, the one guy on the card that I have not seen play. So it should be a fun round, and hopefully these guys can fight the wind to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have not met any of these guys, and this is the first time I get to see them play. And I know Jaime, and I know this course because I've played it in the past, so I'm excited. And it seems like it's a windy round.
Extremely windy. I don't think you caught the first round, but it was new records of wind, I would say, at least for a tournament.
Oh,
Sustained 50 mile per hour winds.
That's ridiculous. Look at the tree blowing in the background.
Because he made throwing off of hole 1.
Well, that's not a bad shot right there, but he's going to have a difficult putt in that breeze.
I'd say this is more than a breeze. Remember the tournament when we used to come up there and play? Shoot the breeze? So Cheyenne is notoriously windy, so this makes sense.
Yeah, because this is definitely a squirrelable course when the wind is down, but with wind like this, it's there's a lot of trouble that can be had. As you can see, he's putting from inside the rough.
Cold and windy.
Well, the key here is to get within probably at least 5 feet so you have an easy putt. See, that's probably a smart play, but I think there he might need to give it a little bit of a run.
It's so hard to say with the wind. Seems like everyone's tapping in for their par.
Yes. So right now we have +8, +8, +8, and +9. So we have a 3-way tie with Max Lugo not far behind.
It's going to be an exciting round to see how it unfolds. Hole 2, we have par 3, 324 feet. I wasn't aware of the wind direction on the previous hole, so I can't comment on what they're dealing with, at least not until I see some of their shots.
This is a tricky hole without the wind, but with the wind, this is going to be an adventure.
Looks to be a tail left to right of sorts.
Didn't really see where it landed, but it looks like he got over and on the other side.
Jaime with maybe a bit of an early release, catches a tree on the left side of the fairway.
This is all about managing the course and getting your shot to where you can get either a birdie or an easy up and down so you can make an easy par. But there are no easy pars out there today.
Not sure where that one went. Jaime's in a a decent position to potentially get
Ooh,
up and down.
Up in the air.
He got up in the air, but it looks like he'll have a pretty reasonable putt to save his par.
The key is to keep it nice and low. Yeah, he got a little bit too much of that one, and he's going to have a difficult putt for par.
Yeah, I think Mac will have a pretty significant headwind coming back.
There we go. There's a great play. Just pitch it right up to the pole. See, even from...
Whoa.
What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He just pitched it up from 15 feet away, and it picked up and rolled backwards out of bounds. And look at it, the wind just knocked him over. Oh my gosh. Are you, that is unreal.
Sorry, Jaime. It's okay.
But that is just a classic moment, Jaime. Oh my goodness.
He had
Look at that tree. It looks like it's about to fall over.
And that escalated so quickly. You saw Jaime, who had a legitimate chance at par. I bet he even expected a par. And all of a sudden, he tacked on 3 strokes to his score. Unbelievable.
Well, you can't get too down because that could happen to anybody, and there's still 16 more holes. So he just has to, do that same thing next time and not get that totally bad luck where it just flipped up and rolled.
Next up is hole 3, par 3, 480 feet. And this one, while they call it a par 3, it plays a lot like a par 4. And look at this roll here.
This used to play as a par 4. This is a pretty decent hole.
Yeah, I feel like most of the guys here are just trying to, throw a comfortable big shot, with their trusty, long range overstable driver to find position.
That's a great shot. Nice low line, and then he has an avenue to the basket. That was really a very good shot.
And it seems to be that they're having a ripping tailwind here, so they're getting a lot of good distance.
Yeah. They got to take advantage of a tailwind drive right now.
Oh, dude.
And Jaime going big. That's a great shot.
Super distance. Now this one they got to wrap. They got to get through that opening, and I believe the basket's off to the right.
Or the basket's right there, actually.
Oh, it's right there. It's in a different position than what I remember.
Yeah, our apologies. This is the short position, I believe. I've played the positions where it's a little bit closer to the creek and one even on the other side of the creek that definitely plays as a par 4.
Okay. Left himself a little tester there. Oh, he got that.
Those were scary.
Look at him running. Get speed putting.
Stop in the wind and throw your disc fast. Excited about the 3 there.
Looks like it's a little cool there too because they have gloves on and hats.
Everyone's
Cold
bundled
wind.
up.
This is truly a Cheyenne, Wyoming tournament.
Shooting the breeze. Hole 4, par 3, 277 feet. This is a kind of a tricky shorter hole because the creek comes very much into the play. It really takes a good amount of speed control and knowing your disc on this hole because you can throw a good shot and just miss clearing the water, but that seems to be a good play because you're spiking more in on the basket.
He uses the wall to its advantage. This is another hole that when it's not
Rolling.
when it
No!
Splash.
that was a really great shot and he just got a bad roll.
Oh,
What?
What is?
oh my!
They're like
This is pure entertainment.
jumping.
Discard.
Jaime is
Oh.
opting for the backhand route,
Wow.
and he goes deep.
And the problem with going deep, now he has an incredibly difficult headwind approach.
With the
And
water right there.
No.
Yeah, that was almost predictable.
it looks like he threw, I would guess, mutant splice or potentially tilt.
Wow.
Yeah, see, if you get any of your disc nose up is going, you have to kind of throw a little anhyzer flat shot low and
Yeah, no.
skip it up there. Oh.
Whoa! That's a great putt by Brooks. Good camaraderie by Maverick there.
Yeah, it was a good par save.
Oh,
No.
just as difficult as the putt. And I believe that was for birdie too, wasn't it?
that was for birdie. And now this.
Oh, see, how frustrating! That is super frustrating. You do everything right, you get close, and has to do the same putt twice, and both putts weren't bad. Just the wind gets him. So I guess if you get to play from the other side is safe.
Or Jaime actually hit the other side on his approach.
So he's putting
He's putting
OB
over.
on the other side.
It was a good run. Double bogey. And wow, yeah, that hurt for Maverick because he was in the lead there, and that birdie really could have helped him.
So Brooks is holding steady, has not lost any strokes so far, I don't think, this round.
That's good old Brooks for you.
He stayed out of the brook.
He did. That babbling brook, he didn't want any of that.
Nice looking sidearm.
A replay.
See? It was so nice, you got to see it twice.
The Shy Ride replay.
Oh, and he hits the basket. That's why we get the replay. Metal hit.
I like the new editing technique, Dale.
This one looks like it got a little high.
Spike.
And
Oh.
yeah, I remember there's a lot of OBs pretty close to the basket, this creek that runs through it. So your shots have to land precisely.
That looks like a really good.
There we go. There's,
Shot.
I think, the shot of the round so far. I would say a drop-in birdie, but I don't know if it is today.
Almost got the lucky tree there, but not quite.
This is the, I believe, the safe par.
And Maverick right there, if my calculations are correct, he's facing a straight headwind. Jaime probably had a bit of a left to right there and pushed his disc outright.
Tell you, pars today were feeling like birdies, and that almost feels like an eagle at this point of the round, with the wind blowing the way it is. You're gaining 1 to 2 to 3 strokes if you get a birdie on any of these holes.
And that's huge for Brooks right there. All of a sudden, he has a 3-stroke lead over Maverick, and I'm not gonna count, but a significant lead over Mac and Jaime. So he's hanging in there good, and making some things happen.
He's just playing very, very good golf right now in the wind.
On a hole 6, par 3, 297 feet. Another forehand coming from Brooks. See if he can match what he did on the previous hole.
Needs to sit.
Looks like pretty much a similar hole, almost the same hole as the last hole.
Yeah, the real difficulty with Dry Creek is getting your shot to land right where you want it. A lot of the holes, the out of bounds is less than 25 feet from the basket. So, erring on the side of being safe is always a good option out at Dry Creek.
They're definitely making the adjustments and throwing it a little further left to stay away from that creek. This one looks like it got up a little high again. Great shot.
Maverick got caught up a bit early left.
Whoa.
Such
Whoa.
a good bid.
Sit down.
What?
Just flopping around out there.
So the wind just knocking it down. See, when the wind's blowing like that, a putt like this is so difficult. That is a great putt.
Straight headwind too.
Way to get low and even.
Was that a birdie for Maverick?
That was a par.
A par?
That was a par.
Good. Oh, that was the rollaway. That was a good save.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a birdie.
Back-to-back birdies by Mac. Mac's bringing it back.
Mac's sneaking back into it. Jamie just has to keep consistent, and anything can happen out there today.
It's Jaime.
Jaime. Sorry,
Jaime.
sorry, Jamie. I mean Jaime.
His nickname is Hime.
You'll forgive me.
Hole 7, par 3, 287 feet. Back to Jaime. When I first met him, I accidentally called him Jaime when I was introducing him on one of my Instagram live feeds. Side story. So yeah, this hole, you want to opt for a backhand. That big cottonwood tree over to the left, that's kind of where the basket is. And Maverick here seems to have folded a little bit right, just short of going over the fence. He'll be in bounds.
And I believe there's OB in front and on the other side of the basket too, so it's kind of plays like a small island. I think he's safe.
No, that was a good shot by Jaime.
Oh, that's a nice low shot. And it was.
Whoa.
Wow.
What?
Where did he? Okay.
It's,
Oh, there's the
rolling.
wind. It's.
He's going to be under the bench.
Did that go on the sidewalk?
don't
I
know.
believe the sidewalk's OB, right?
Whoa! No way. That was like a ricochet by the basket that got blown back to where he just threw from, essentially.
That's way low.
You can't make this stuff up, folks.
Here's Mac for par. And just.
Sit down.
It literally
Wow.
wanted to come back to him.
It's like they're playing with boomerangs today. Because they're coming back to them.
I think I understood that reference.
Maverick for par. Mac for bogey.
That's where you want to be. Good par. We got Brooks still in the lead at +8, followed by Maverick, Mac, and Jaime.
And out here today, bogeys are destiny, essentially. So if you can, prevent that by putting yourself in a good position and just getting a par, you're going to be gaining strokes on the field. And hole 8, par 3, 351 feet. Got Maverick up first. throwing a high hyzer.
I think he landed in the trees.
You know, I'm a little unaware of where the pin is at. Opting for the big hyzer. This is a hole with a little bit more distance. I think it's hidden behind a group of trees. My apologies.
Whoa, that one got way up in the air. And he parked it. Oh, he must have rode the wind perfectly.
Wow. You can't get much better than that.
That was spectacular.
Brooks playing statement
Great
golf.
shot.
See if Mac follows suit.
It seems like they're getting pushed to the right, and what Brooks did, looks like he sent it way far left and let the wind kind of slap it down.
Oh.
I don't
I'm
know
not
where
sure.
that went.
I think that looked pretty good.
That looked like it gave it a bit of a run.
So here's for par about a 35 footer and off the top, and now he's got to make another difficult putt coming back. Hey, great par.
Come back, Mac.
Yeah, it's just so difficult putting in the wind. See, I mean, even from 1, 2, 3, 4 steps away, about 11 or 12 foot putt, and it's that difficult.
And the thing with these baskets too,
And I think there's a birdie for Brooks, right? Well, look at that. That is multiple strokes on everybody right there.
all of a sudden Brooks
Just pushing
has
his lead.
5-stroke lead. Or 4-stroke lead over Mac. And with these
8
baskets,
holes in, and he's at -1. That's excellent shooting.
hole 9, a par 3, 248 feet. Brooks taking the forehand off hole 9.
This one you want to stay in the center of the fairway. If you're off to the left, it can be a little difficult approach job. He's got some height on that. It's a little bit short. He's going to have to try to pitch it up and down.
Jaime just not getting quite enough distance on it, it seems. I think he went with the splice there.
It's hard to tell what kind of wind is blowing right now. I don't know if it's a tailwind.
I believe
Holding it up.
I believe
it's pushing a little head
it's
crosswind.
probably a right to left.
Oh,
That's
there it is.
Definitely a right to left.
There's your answer. Perfect pitch up.
Pitch perfect.
I like the little, giving it a little bit of a bid back there in the trees. Brooks has a few strokes to play with, so that's a nice run. But there is water right behind it, so. That's probably the
Behind me.
most protected they felt down in that little. He looked confident in that putt there. Might have had a little tailwind putt.
par for Maverick.
The water is pretty close to the basket, so it is kind of difficult to be real aggressive. But if you do go out of bounds on your drive, you can save your par.
And that is the final hole for the front nine of round two at the 2022 Wyoming Classic. We will catch you on the back nine to see who reigns victorious. As of now, Brooks looks like he has a commanding lead. So make sure you subscribe to Shy Ride and catch you on the back nine.